So Diablo 4 Season 1's right around the corner, and we finally got some details in the latest live stream about it, and these are the details everybody's excited about because this is really going to set the tone for the rest of the game's life. If Season 1's a bust, God forbid none of us are going to give Season 2 onward a chance. So it's titled Season of the Malignant, so they're going with a very specific naming style for seasons, and as a Destiny 2 player, this sounds a lot like Destiny 2, and it will give seasons a sense of remembrance, I would like to say, if they're really good, but again, like Destiny 2 seasons, if it's incredibly bad, no one's really going to care what the hell it's called. So we get a brand new quest line, there's new faces, new enemies, new powers. That's all fine and dandy. Interesting that they say it takes place after the events of the main campaign and introduces a new character, even though they said that the main story progression is only saved for expansion, so these are very contained side stories. So there's a dangerous new threat in the form of malignant monsters. I don't know why we didn't just call them demons. It just feels a little kitty-ness to call them monsters. They're literally blood-curdling demons, but okay. So any elite monster can spawn as malignant, which is going to have additional power. Wonderful, because some of the additional powers are already so fun to deal with. But the interesting mechanic is that after defeating them, you can draw out their corruption, trapping their hearts, and then use the hearts like gems that you put into rings and amulets. So that's going to be interesting. Blizzard has said that there are new builds that are going to be, quote, stupidly powerful thanks to these new malignant powers. I don't know how stupidly powerful we can really make these, considering there's already people pushing the highest of tier keys with certain builds. I don't know if there's a cap on the key levels, but if there isn't, then okay, great. If there is, then I guess we're all gonna reach that cap pretty easily if this is as powerful as they're making it out to be. New boss monster, that's great. New legendary items, always amazing. I'm very interested to see what kind of new effects we're actually gonna get on a lot of characters. I want it to be a lot more game-breaking stuff. I want it to be buffing abilities that we never use, and I want it to be unique. I don't want it to just be for like rogues, summon a shadow clone and now you summon a second shadow clone that will also mirror your crap, and it's like, okay, that's kind of cool, but it's like it's very boring and not intuitive and not creative. I'm hoping these are creative. New unique items, and even though that is highlighted blue, that does not take you to a list of new unique items. That just brings up an old article about how uniques are so rare that there's no point in them being in the game, which, because there's no trading, I would agree with. So hopefully these new uniques are not going to be that incredibly rare. And the new items will not be season exclusive, and they will appear in the Eternal Realm too. That is great, but what isn't clarified here, and maybe it was in the live stream, I'm just reading an IGN recap of it, at least what IGN's not clarifying is, does that mean after the season, all the seasonal stuff gets pushed to the Eternal Realm, or does it happen at the same time as the Eternal Realm? Hopefully at the same time, because that just makes the most logical sense to get the most amount of happiness from your players. Now it said some seasonal features are only available in season after you beat the main campaign. I played Path of Exile way back when, years and years ago, and I don't quite remember if when making a new seasonal character in Path of Exile, you had access to these seasonal features while you were going through the campaign, like the different zones and whatnot, or if you only got it after you were able to start mapping after the main story. So personally for me, I would rather these features be available as you level to give people something to do to get through the slog of doing the campaign again, because let's be real, it's a fucking slog. I think it was Act 3, 4, maybe 5, just a horrible, terrible continent running across slog. Honestly, don't ever want to do again, but I'm gonna, because I have to. There's gonna be 7 chapters to the seasonal journey. Okay, that kind of reminds me of something Blizzard does in World of Warcraft, where the new big patch has 7 story chapters to do. And then you get favor, which is the currency for the battle pass. Instead of just making it simple and saying, hey, here's experience towards your battle pass, no, here's favor towards your battle pass. Okay, let's just put flair where flair's not needed, but sure. The free tier of the battle pass is gonna have seasonal boosts in order to accelerate progress. Great, unless it's all the way at the end of the goddamn battle pass, in which case who cares? I don't care about accelerating the battle pass from battle pass 70 to 100. How about you get me pushed through most of the battle pass so that I feel the incentive to finish the battle pass? And then the paid tier includes exclusive cosmetics, of course it does. Honestly, for me, some of the cosmetics include mount skins. I could honestly care fucking less about the mount skins. I don't care. I think the mount skins so far are whatever. I think they're good looking, but like, who cares? I don't notice them. I'm just sitting there trying to auto path as best as I can, pressing space on cooldown just so I can speed through to the next goddamn area. Mounting is not fun in the game. It hasn't been fun in the game, and they refuse to make it any more fluid. So unless their mounts are going to start changing from horses to different animals and creatures, I don't really care. Now with the premium pass of the battle pass, you get 60 63 additional tiers. I don't know what the fuck that means. Now that I'm reading it, what does that mean? So instead of 100 tiers maybe for like a standard battle pass in any game, you get 163 tiers? Like what the hell does that mean? But then again, on the other hand, it's like, get the premium pass and then you can play the game enough to unlock 63 more fucking tiers. I don't know if that's really something I want to do. 2 full cosmetic armor sets for each class. Now that is something I might do the battle pass for, depending on how they look. But then again, my main character right now is a rogue, so I'm assuming, I don't know, poisons and spikiness and leather. Boring, in my personal opinion. Weapon and armor cosmetics. Weapon cosmetics I am excited for. I'm hoping we get some more like illusion effect, glowing effects on the weapon. And then a seasonal mount and mount armor, and I think that's okay because like if it's a singular mount for the whole season, they might actually put effort into making it look good. Mount armor is pretty much the way your mount is going to stand out, more so I would say than the mount itself, so hopefully that's flashy and flary. Something they could even do too, they could have class specific mount armor, that'd be pretty cool. Accelerated pass gives you all perks from the premium pass, whatever the hell that means. Do you buy it and you just automatically get all the perks from the previous pass, or immediately unlocks 20 tiers in case you want to spend $25 because you're too lazy to play the game for a couple hours to get 20 tiers, whatever. And then Wings of the Creator emote, I forgot there were even emotes in the goddamn game. And here we have an example of what one of the new Malignant powers is going to be. Now I'm scared it fucking says level 2 because, oh god, what is this grind going to be? I don't know why I'm getting Heart of Azeroth from Battle for Azeroth expansion trauma in my brain popping up. Can be inserted into vicious Malignant sockets. Are there different Malignant sockets? Are they named different things? So we have to find specific sockets for specific hearts? That's really annoying. I believe Korthia patch and Shadowlands of WoW had this exact same problem with their domination gems, needing the piece of gear with the specific gem slot for the specific gem. They can be replaced but not removed. Critical strikes electrically charge the enemy for a certain amount of time, causing lightning to arc between them and any other charged enemies, dealing 64 lightning damage. Okay, it's something kind of flashy, like, oh, critical strikes give you lightning strikes and whatnot. So that could be kind of unique. Just as seeing it for the first time, I'm saying like, okay, so if you're a very heavy critical strike build, you could have a very flashly lightning effects going off on your character now. Kind of give you a feeling of like, maybe you're running Hammer of the Ancient build on Warrior, you can kind of feel like Thor a little bit. Okay, but at the same time too, I gotta admit, reading it, it's kind of like, that's kind of boring. It's chain lightning. So basically, critical strikes cause chain lightning. Wonderful, great, whatever. But thankfully there's more than one type of heart, so maybe we're gonna have more unique effects. 32 cage hearts, so we're gonna have a lot of variety here. They can't all be chain lightning levels of boring creativity, so I'm hopeful for that. That's gonna be good. And now that I'm reading it, yep, we have specific slots. So this is gonna make the grind very annoying unless gear with these slots drop like raindrops. So we have Brutal Blue, Vicious Red, and Yellow slots. And then we have a universal one called Wrathful Heart. Okay, well, I'm hoping this is really heavy domination sockets from Shadowlands vibe. This is very heavy domination sockets vibe, and I don't like it, but maybe gear can roll more than one socket? I see. So you can break down parts you don't want to create something called invokers, which are used to draw out the specific caged heart types. Okay, so you can kind of target the hearts you want. Isn't being told here is whether or not you can target the slot on the armor. It's like, yeah, if you can get the kind of cage heart you want, great. But how rare is it to actually get the piece of gear you want to roll correctly with the stats you want that also has the right color of socket on your fucking piece? You see the issue? So as you do the battle pass, the free battle pass, not the premium one, because they knew if they put it in the premium, it's pay to win, you get season blessings. You get smoldering ashes to buy season blessings, and the season blessings are just the best thing I can describe this. If you play Destiny 2, it's the occasional, here's a boost to some kind of weapon progress or season battle pass progress, experience boost, whatever. Or, for some reason, this is what I'm thinking of, almost like a mini Paragon. Now, there's only 4 tiers, and some of them actually have nothing to do with stats. Some of them are kind of interesting, I guess. Boost to the amount of gold earned from vendor sales. That's kind of cool. That's unique. Boost to the duration of elixirs, because for some reason, we suddenly give a shit about elixirs. I have like 50 to 60 of them in my bags. I barely care about the effect. I'm just using them for experience at this point. But other than the gold learn from vendors and maybe rare materials from salvage. These kind of look boring. I don't really care about seeing these. I don't really care about what I'm seeing. Now, if you're trying to push for leaderboard, obviously this is all great for you. Boost to experience during monster kills, boost to gold from vendor sales so you can buy better gear, etc, etc. And yeah, that's about it. From what I'm seeing on these tabs I have open about this from IGN, that's about all they have to say about the seasons right now. There was a link about a roadmap, but I don't see any roadmap here, so I guess forget that. So the idea of Malignant hearts, these new unique gems that's apparently only go into jewelry that can cause different effects, hopefully more intuitive than chain lightning. And there's 32 of them, and that's interesting, ways to target them, and new uniques and new legendaries, and then a balance patch is obviously on the way. So yeah, I mean, this is a good start to season 1. They're not going to, it's safe. I would say it's a little bit safe. Hopefully this season 1 gets a lot of consistent looking at by the devs, and they change stuff every week or bi-weekly if stuff's too broken or unforming or bugged or not dropping. And if they can do that, then I think they can keep going off making new seasons, and people will keep coming back because they're showing that they care and that they're trying to be innovative with their systems. So yeah, I'll be making a sorcerer for my first season as well, and I hope I find some legendaries or uniques that allow me to, I don't know, maybe be a good fire mage, because honestly the frost build for sorcerers is boring, and if you disagree with me, you're wrong. But anyway, see ya classmates, I'll see you in Sanctuary. Hey classmate, keep your voice down. Grandmaster doesn't like us talking during lesson. Do you think you could give me a like and a sub? Every bit helps, you have no idea. Grandmaster's coming this way. Act natural.